AaronOnAutos.com, and today I'm going to do a very loud shaky cam interior review in a Polaris Slingshot. It's very loud because there is no roof, and that means I have no control over sound or wind or all the other stuff that I usually have control over. So this will be even less professional than usual. But there isn't a whole lot to cover because it's a two-seat motorcycle. So for those that aren't familiar with a Slingshot, is a three-wheeled motorcycle, tadpole configuration, two wheels in front, one in the back. I will do a full review of this and I'll give you a lot more information on what's going on. For now, let's just look at the interior. Normally I start with the doors and windows, right? But there are no doors and windows, just a rear view. So instead we'll start with the steering wheel. Just looking at the steering wheel, you can see it's what you would expect out of a car, right? Regular steering wheel. It is smaller. It takes a little more effort to turn than you would have in your average car, but otherwise it's just like driving a car. Over here you have your sound system controls. This skips tracks, this pauses, and so on. It does voice activation, but the voice activation in this is very limited. Mostly what you're doing is making phone calls with that, and here's volume controls there. Going to the other side, you have mostly cruise control. This is the super secret special Slingshot button. You use this to make it much more aggressive, makes the shifting a little harsher, but it also makes it speed up a lot and runs the RPMs much higher. The engine in this is capable of running RPMs of 8,500. So to get maximum output out of this engine, you need to be over 7,000 RPM. This helps you force that. It is an automated transmission. I'll explain that in a minute. And then the rest of it is pretty straightforward cruise control. You turn it on and off here, set, reset right here. This actually runs the information on that screen. So this is sort of like your driver information page through. Looking at that screen and the dashboard that goes with it, you can see over here you have a speedometer. Over there on the right side you have a tachometer. Right in the middle you have your driver information screen. I have it on a digital speedometer because at speed with a helmet on, it's difficult to read this because I sit pretty high, being 6'3". So it does take a little work. But you can see this screen, and then there's a couple of other options. Actually, no, this screen doesn't change. I'm pointing to the wrong screen. I'll correct myself right now. Tell myself I'm an idiot. Anyway, this screen pretty much stays the same all the time. You got your fuel over here and so on. Fuel economy in this, I didn't do a formal test other than I did drive on the highway for quite a while at about 80 miles an hour on cruise control, and I filled up right before I did that. So out of that, I would say that I'm getting somewhere around 22 miles a gallon. That's not terrible for a motorcycle. Over here, this screen is what changes when you use that button. So you can see I'm on this kind of current ride information screen. There are a few of these. There's a map. There's other stuff, connections, hookups, and whatever. This is the screen I leave it on most of the time. I like this screen because you have a lot of information very quickly in front of you. I like the compass. I like knowing what's going on with the engine more or less, and so on. I like knowing how much range I have on the current tank. So you can see I'm at a little over a quarter, not quite 3/8, and I've still got almost 100 miles. I got 90 miles of range. Down below that screen, you can see these are all a bunch of hard buttons. This brings up what this is. This is kind of like a move around and select for navigation. This brings your phone up. This is kind of the info screen. So you get here, you can change some stuff. This is a touch screen. And then here are audio controls. So you can go to the music and then you can control the volume and so on. Like I said, I've been staying right there. Down here, some quick buttons. This is a push button start. Then you see you have traction control. It's already pretty limited in this. Turning it off just makes it more squirrely. Over here you have your Duke's lights. Here you have your lights. This turns on an interior light to show on the inside of the vehicle. So when you do that, that's what's going on. Down here's great storage for your phone. Right here are your gearing controls, so reverse, neutral, and drive. There is no parking pole. That's because this is an automated manual transmission. So it is not a standard automatic, it's an automated manual. Shifts are a little rougher, but it allows the engine to run at higher RPM than you would have with a normal manual transmission. It's very well done too. I like the feel of it once you get used to that jerkiness, which in a vehicle like this actually is fun. Over here you see there's some drink holders. Here's your parking brake. Behind you there isn't much space, but you can stick a helmet right there if you need to. Behind these seats, I'll show you a photo, but these are storage bins. They're on either side of it. Very, very useful. That one is slightly larger than this one because this one accommodates a fuel tank. And then you can see the seating. Very nice. I really like the feel of this. Big old glove box too. There's some USBs and stuff inside there. That glove box is lockable. The storage bins back here also lockable. It's a small but lots of fun. Great little vehicle. So that's basically the interior. This would be one of the shortest interior reviews I've ever done. Like I said, watch the channel. There will be a full review of this. I'll give you a lot more information on it. So there you go. This has been Aaron, AaronOnAutos.com. Talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.